And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll see if we're live. Okay, guys, internet went down. We got it back. We're going to do the best that we can. I will catch you up on some of those classes. Hope y'all stay tuned with us and stayed close. So again, we are back live. At least we think we are. Yep, we are. All righty. Let's hope it holds out. We are in class number 49, guys. Class number 49 of the Gray Show. Azteca, thanks, guys, everybody. You would think spending over $10,000 for 2.5 days of internet, we would have no problems, but that's not how this works. So we will be catching you guys up, but we are in class 49. We didn't miss any of the major judging. Number all right, got to get my sound off. Sound off everywhere? I think so. Yeah, I think we're okay now. My sound's off on both my computers. So. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think we're okay. All right, guys. So we're watching the cattle walking. We have 2 BRCs at the top. I think we have 2 V8s, third, fourth. Hey, guys, thanks for jumping back in with us. Hey, Shane Benke and Callie and Mitch Thomas and Savannah McIntyre, how are you? And Kylie Fassant and Riley Romero. Thanks, guys, for watching with us. We did lose our internet. We are back. Let's see how we do. We have BRC Wells Fargo Wagon and BRC Moves Like Jagger. Let's see which direction we're going. And we're going to keep with the 734. This is BRC Wells Fargo Wagon 383. We are going to take the first, and the second is going to go to a V8. We're going to have to figure out which one. Let's listen.
Brahman division, and here on the top end, truthfully, I think this bull's an easy winner. I think we got those top 4 out. I like all 4 of them quite well, but it was all a matter of really breaking down and figuring out who was going to be second, and end up being very comfortable with the bull I like in second. But this one is a dominant winner, and what he does is I think he's easily the best footed and soundest bull of this initial grouping, and then you're right there. He's still the best balanced and more muscular than at least the next bull or 2 out of the next 3 bulls that stand there behind him. So, I just think a combination of traits that makes him pretty dominant in this particular lineup. Like that bull a lot. We get these cattle out in motion, and I know his front toes aren't perfect, but I still think there's more reach, there's more give, there's more correctness built into the hock of our second place bull than what we've got in 3. You get off to the side, and he's so big middled and deep ribbed and proportional in the way that he comes together that ultimately I was willing to give up a little bit of muscle shape from directly behind to some of the cattle in front of him, behind him, and a bull that I'd like to clean up his sheath a little bit, but I just think in terms of balance and function of structure, that became a pretty handy place to get into second here as well. Good solid bull there. Change the hock design of this bull in third, and now we could be talking about the unique pieces being enough to get him a piece of this class, because he is moderate and he is so cool and bold in the turn of his rib. You come right there behind his hump, and he's got such a good shape to him. That hock's just a little too straight for me. As we get here to the final bull in this top 4, again, a little like the bull in second, would like to modify his toe shape just a little bit. A bull that maybe has more give in that hock than the bull right in front of him, but at a sacrifice to some muscle shape and dimension as well. So I think just a good, useful bull there as well that you have to appreciate, just like to widen him up, give him more mass. Here's a bull that's a little bigger in his frame score and maybe right for some programs and maybe not just perfect for this individual judge out here. I appreciate the good in him, his length and his muscle shape. I'd like to tone him down just a touch and maybe change him in the build and travel of that hind leg just a little bit. Another really, really nice bull that's got a great shape to him comes next in this lineup. I appreciate that bull's moderation, his boldness, his turn of body. He's really, really clean and nice up front. Again, just one that needed to be a little more comfortable in the way he's traveling off of that rear leg and pastern for me to move him up any higher. Big performance-oriented bull that comes next that just needs a shot more muscle. It's really what it boils down to. He's one that's maybe a little off in his hock, but I still give him an edge structurally over a really good looking bull that comes next. Here's an interesting bull, guys, and he absolutely has a place, no doubt about it. He is one good looking dude that is very, very shapely in terms of muscle, and I really debated where I needed to slide this bull, and ultimately I think he has got enough eliteness to him that there's programs need to find a way to use a bull like that. For me out here, he was just too rigid, didn't go well enough off of either ends of his structure here today, but that guy's got a lot of promise in terms of look and mass and power. Nice, clean, good sheath under that bull. So some unique pieces to him. Obviously, we've emphasized it enough. I don't need to go over it again where structure lies in my brain, but a good bull that's got a lot of quality. Same with the next bull. And we made a little changes in this. I just saw too much breeding value potentially in those two bulls to not slide them up a couple of notches. He's got a little of the same issue, searches off that hind leg just a little too much and a little too tight in his hock, gets it outside himself. The next bull's moderate and good bodied. He's a little coarse in his hock joint, a little off in the travel of that hind leg as well, but I like his moderation and his body volume. The next bull's maybe a little cleaner in that hock, a little freer off his hind leg, but he rounds in his hip and he needs a little more body depth. The dark pigmented bull we moved down. I just needed him to have a little more muscle. We got those cattle together and he's just a little too flat made. I do think there's some structure pieces to him that have an edge over some of those cattle right preceding him. We wrap things up with a trio of bulls that probably all need just a nickel more muscle and natural width. Maybe don't balance out quite as nice either. But again, as you watch those cattle go, you'll see set of feet and legs under them that still are going to have longevity and some usefulness. Again, excellent class, really, really strong, as deep as we've had probably in any one class during the course of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Mullinex. Your placings in Class 49 Grey Brahman Bulls. 734 topped the class, BRC Wells Fargo Wagon, 383, owned by Rachel Cottrell, Wharton, Texas. Second in class to 1454, Mr. V8 522 with a 9. GKB Cattle of Desdemona, Texas. Third place to 716. BRC Moves Like Jagger, 382. Jointly owned by Rachel Cottrell and the Heritage Cattle Company down there in Wharton and Bowling, Texas. Fourth place to 1475. Mr. V8 507 with a 9. V8 Ranch, Mrs. Jim Williams, Bowling, Texas. Fifth place to 1229. KR Mr. Boomer, 44 with a 4. Old stock show friend Jeff Harris, Sealy, Texas. Sixth place to 1095. JDH Trujillo Manso.
All right, guys, we're getting caught back up because we got a little behind when the internet went down. And yes, I did put money in the till. It's just they wanted more. Just saying. 10,000 wasn't enough for them. Got to keep going. Just kidding. Anyway, so we are in the Junior Yearling Championship Drive. Let's tell you what we're going to be looking at here. Again, we were talking earlier. We are seeing the Schulte's Mr. Huxley 442/4. He's already been a champion. He is an AT Mr. Denver. We are going to be seeing in first in the second class Go Garner Ranch. We have some fans there. That is the AT Mr. Carneyman 161/4. That is a JDH Mr. Music Manso 911/1. Out of the AT Miss Millie 2.0 779/0. Again, that is something, that is a female that the AT Brahmans has used extremely successfully. She has already had a reserve grand champion progeny class here. In class number 3 in this division, we have the RAC Don Julio 05. Of course, we're super fond of that bull. He was a grand champion, if I do remember correctly, over there at the All-American. He's an Elvis son and out of Miss South Florida 320 over 0. Of course, Addison Worrell on the stick, doing a spectacular job. BRC Wells Fargo Wagon 383. That, of course, is a noble son out of Miss V8 103 over 8, who was a group champion here at Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo on Wednesday. That, of course, is Rachel Williams-Cottrere as the owner. In second, we had, out of the first class, the Mr. 4R George 132. That is going to be a Trump son. Of course, Trump was our show bull of the year, also a national grand champion, out of Lady H. Zoe Manso. Our second class was taken by the FBB Mr. 410. That is going to be Brody Prescott. We also have in the third class HCC Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Boombastic. That is going to be a Mr. V8 576 over 8 out of Miss BER 426. Grayson Henze is the owner. And I think it's Jana Wall on the stick, if I see right. And then in the fourth class, we had a Mrs. Jim S. Williams bred and owned bull, and that is going to be a Mr. V8 522 over 9. That is going to be a Sloan son out of JDH Lady Ashton Manso 210 over 2, who is a female that V8 Ranch has used very successfully. So glad I got through that so quickly because I was playing catch up, guys. Alejandro, thanks for watching with us, and Susie and Butcher and Alex. Thanks, guys, for tuning back in. I know we lost the internet there for a bit. There's a lot of people in the building, and just so you know how this works for me in Iran, it is so tough. We pay a lot of money. Hey, Carrie Clay, thank you for your sponsorship, and thank you for being such a good friend to us here at the Brahman Journal, and congratulations to all those amazing Red Man winners. If I remember correctly, I am thinking there is that possibility that yesterday you had a pretty darn good show. I'm just saying. In terms of his center body that he brings. Young man's bull that's going to come and sort of thinking that was a really good show for you guys. He gets outforced in some areas. I think he's good structured. I think he's good spine. I just don't think that one's got the bells and whistles, the extra power to go ahead and slide up any higher. Because our reserve grand champion yesterday, in case y'all weren't watching the 15 hours it took to get through the show, and you weren't part of the 1.7 million people that have watched us in just 2 simple days. Lots of people go back and watch too, so we were very excited for all the people who are leading cattle across this green shavings, and also for all of the people that help support us, that we had 1.7 million people watch us. So we were very, very excited about that. And Carrie Clay, we are so excited for you because a Red Man daughter was reserve grand champion. Talk about cool. That is extremely cool. We're extremely happy for you. So again, congratulations to our good friend Carrie Clay at Art BC, and thank you for being a sponsor. Of course, Harley Strack and Azteca Ranch and Tartut and Wesley Marr and everybody else. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you think about what we're doing.
And 6 went to entry.
I think Savannah said, Brandon, I think, might have said she thought she was off the class number, but I'm kind of thinking that Maciel's got us here. Anyway, let's listen to the judge.
This division of your Grey Brahman show, awesome set of class winners and seconds that stand back out here. And as I mentioned, in that red division, so many unique kind of different pieces to the puzzle that you as breeders need to find and emphasize the things that need to be that next step in your program. And I think there's different bulls out here to accomplish a lot of different goals. So my congratulations to you as breeders. What an exceptional group. There's 4 cattle that probably stood out to me in this particular part of your show. Don't want to take anything away from that first calf. We loosen up that hock a little bit, and he becomes right up in the hunt as well. These other 3 class winners and that second place bull, maybe 3 or 4 bulls in that last class are the ones that come to mind. For me, I think as we get them back out here, we said as good as that last class was, this guy was pretty dominant, and I think you bring him back out here and all the pieces fit, guys. He's so good looking, he's powerful, he's got substance, he's got the feet and leg structure to back it up. There's your champion. Congratulations, let's pull him on out. I think a pretty straightforward place to go. Now's where it got more challenging, and I broke the kettle down, and I feel really good, guys, about where I'm going to go for reserve as the one that matches up the most effectively with that champion in terms of balance, quality of feet and legs, sheath quality, the right kind of muscle shape. He's maybe not as mature as some of these cattle that are out here in his look, but I think a really, really bright future and an immensely high quality bull that came out of class number 2. That's going to be your reserve champion.
So your junior yearling champion bull is BRC Wells Fargo Wagon 383, owned by Mrs. Brandon Cottrell of Wharton, Texas. Your reserve came out of the 2nd class in the division. That's entry 965, AT Mr. Carney Man 161 with the 4, owned by Anna Kate Thomas, exhibited out of Anna, Texas. Congratulations. Mrs. Cottrell and Anna Kate Thomas for your wins in Division 2.
Another really nice pair of Red Brangus bulls that we have, and we're going to leave them the up front. It's going to go ahead and
Alrighty, everybody. Big congratulations go out to our yearling champion, BRC Wells Fargo. Boy, has BRC had a show here, and they just have really good sound cattle. And BRC Noble is the sire of BRC Wells Fargo Wagon 383, of course, out of the very famous Miss V8 103 over 8, who is a multi-time champion as well as producing multiple champions. Then we went to the AT Mr. Carney Man with Garner Ranch on the stick for Anna Kate Thomas. That again is going to be a Mr. Music Man out of the AT Miss Millie. And John Rivers is watching from Independence, Louisiana, as usual. We're doing a great job, and we are so glad that we can bring that to you so you can see Ross showing his awesome cattle. So again, that is so great. And Harley Strack is watching from College Station. I'm not even moving.
59.58. Bull M&M 2G2L, Justin Van of Normandy, Texas, your owner.
And I got a little static, but I'm not even moving.
Second in that class went
So, not sure where that's coming from. Again, thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate it. And we're going to see if we can figure out where the static is coming from.
Test, test, test.
Yeah, we'll just use this microphone instead. I'm good. I as long as I can maybe find a mic stand, I'll be perfect. So we're good. So everybody, I have an extra. So reserve junior yearling champion, of course. I think AT Brahmans is probably pretty excited. We are now in the red show, guys. We're in the red show, and we are moving right along. We are hours ahead of where we were yesterday. We are in the Iran knows because he's like, how fast can I go? We're in the senior yearling of the, what class number is this? 52. Okay. I flipped too many pages. Iran and I get excited and start saying we've done more than we have. All right, we are in class 52. I'm sorry? Hola. ¿Cómo? Okay, we always have some wonderful people that love meeting us and talking with us. Okay, guys, we are in a very large class. This is going to be 15 head, and we're in half the size of the arena that we were in before. So this is class number 52. Thanks, guys, for watching. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you have to say. And let us know how long you've been watching. And if you watched, oh, we have Brad. Brad, you're in New Mexico? Wow. And Sarah Lindley is watching from ARP, Texas at the high school regional powerlifting meet. Wow. That's like a thing. I never would have guessed. Oh, yeah, your son. Okay. Sorry. I forgot. We have another child, too. There you go. Savannah's here in the arena doing an amazing job. And John Rivers, of course, we love John Rivers, and we love to see 4R. So appreciate, because you guys have sponsored us and supported us many, many times. I just can't say enough about everyone. I'm so proud of the team and what they've done, and the fact that 1.7 million people listened to me talk for 15 hours. Well, not, I think they kind of tuned in and out. What do you think, Iran?
I think so.
I think so too. I'll share my mic with you.
I know. And it's a really good microphone.
It is a really good microphone. We're going to have to get another one of these. I'm thinking, yeah. What do you think?
But we need an option for it's on. It's on.
Yeah, I know, but you got to pull it up here. Zip your shirt up.
People, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but not when it's like popped over here, dude.
Those microphones are good, but it's not good for us to have it on the hand all the
Yeah,
time.
but the belt pack works just as good. So, more investment into more equipment. Sarah Lindley Allen is multitasking. 1.7 million people is incredible. I don't think they were there the whole time, but there were so many people when we asked, how long did you watch? And they were like, we've been watching since 8 a.m. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. I'm going to hand the microphone off to Ron. Alrighty, Judy Goodwin watching again. We have 1866 is walking. Then we have the Dietering Red Brahman. What class is this?
It just almost looks a shot hollower out there in his center body. A nice bull that was second to him. I thought that bull was long.
In the wrong book, in the gray book.
I hope
I'm
it's class 52 because it's
it
the one
is,
I put.
it is, but in the grays, there's only 4 in class 52. And there's 15 in the reds. I'm like, what? There's too many. DB Southern Style is sitting there in second.
There you have it, ladies and
Right
gentlemen.
now we have the Forche Cap sitting in first. That's going to be the FCC Mr. Eno. Looks like Casseret is walking in that third spot.
Number 2834, and your reserve goes to MCC Lancelot.
Casseret is going to be Mr. Casseret Akintola, I think, maybe. Unless there's more Casserets.
Again, please give them another big
Oh, there's
round
more
of applause for
Casserets.
the main arena. Did a fantastic
What number
job
does
this year in
Cesar
the
have
division.
on? And again, they are one of our sponsors, and so we greatly appreciate it. I bet you can get Caesar's number. Okie dokie.
Now it's on the other side.
1686. I got it. That's going to be the Casseret HG Red Shadow. He is sitting in second. Forche is sitting in first. That is Nate on the
All
stick.
right, let's move back into our rings division.
Sitting in
This is
third.
gonna be
Can you tell me who's in third around? I can't see.
2189.
in our senior division.
2189.
It's a queen or something.
It's a queen or something? Do you think it's little?
Yearling bulls.
I don't see a 2189.
We got September, October, November, December
Now
of
it's in second.
2022. It's class 51 in the main arena.
Over here on our Red Brahman side, again, a very strong, big class here of big, strong bulls that are, going to go out and do a great job in the right kind of hands. So my congratulations to all these exhibitors. With that said, I thought there was a pretty clear-cut lead-off candidate in this particular class, and right there when we get him parked, I just think his body shape, his moderation, his depth of rib, and his balance, those things really help him to sort up and do so rather quickly. I still think amongst this top end, he's certainly as sound in terms of his structure as any. Maybe not perfect in the way he goes and handles that hock, but I think his joints are still clean enough. I think a really, really nice individual, and I think a pretty clear place to start in this particular class. To me, 2 and 3 are different kinds of bulls. I don't think there's any question about that. A more moderate, kind of bigger bodied bull that's a little deeper through his center rib, and as a result matches up, probably pairs up a little more consistently with our class winner, and that's how I end up landing on the young ladies bull. Man, there's times when he can really strike a pose and give you that same look that the class winner does. So balance features, that moderation in frame, those are the things that they have in common. He's a little bit bigger in his hock joint than is the winner, and probably needs to relax just a little bit in that regard. I think a really, really nice individual there in second as well. Different kind of bull, a bull that's got some growth and mass and performance in him. I like the condition that he's in also. I think that's a bull that can add pounds, and add pounds the right way in terms of real muscle shape and dimension. As we've alluded to, he comes out of a different kind of mold than that top pair of bulls, and if that's the kind you need in your program, that you need to go seek this this kind of bull out. I think there's a lot of good in him. He doesn't balance quite as nicely as you study him and his hip structure. He's a little bit bigger in a frame score, but again, a really, really nice bull that's got performance and substance built into him. Here's a unique bull, a bull that maybe fits the moderation and the depth of body of our top 2 bulls a little more than maybe that third place bull. If he was a little better in his hock, we maybe could move him up to kind of go with that top pair. He's just a little too straight in the angle of that hock and just doesn't reach and flex quite like he needs to. Gives up a little muscle shape to those cattle in front of him as well. Here's a good bull that just lumbers a little too much in motion out of his front end. He rolls and just opens up when he gets out on the move. I like his moderation, his power, and his muscle quite well. Another bull that's probably a little further along condition-wise than he needs to that comes next, and I think it's part of the reason why he's not as comfortable in motion. Boy, he's big-bodied and got some power and performance in a moderate frame, though. Some good in that bull, just needs to get out and cover some ground and have just a little more freedom of movement. We work from there to a bull that needs a shot more muscle. We give him some more muscle, then that length of stride maybe could pay dividends and move him up a spot. A little longer toed, but just a flatter bull in general. A little shallower bull that's still built nice. In the next 2 cattle that come out in this lineup, I need more depth, more volume to the center portion of their body, but I liked their structure relative to some of the cattle that are going to round things out for us. You work your way down the line, you know, a trio or a pair of bulls there first that are a little bigger in frame, that move better than a pair of bulls. Some foot structure problems there that we have in some of the cattle rounding things out. But again, massive, good cattle, good growing cattle, top to bottom. That's an excellent class of red Brahman bulls there for you. Congratulations once again to those exhibitors.
Yes, no, yes, no. There we go. Okay, guys. So proud of Nate and FC Uno. Don't you know? Do you remember when he was just like a little bitty baby? Whoops. And he was the reserve grand champion. Christy, do you remember when he was reserve grand champion at the Sugar Classic Junior Show? Well, we sure do. And we're going to let everybody see what the baby boy looked like when he was reserve grand champion, and we got to take photos of him there. So we're going to try doing a little something fun. So if you click on that link, you'll go to that other post, but make sure you click the back button so you stay back on our video. And LGL, Mr. Red Risky, that of course is a Moreno, Mr. Risky intentions, son, but out of, and Carrie Clay will like this, out of a red man, you'll never forget. Click on that link and you'll see the baby boy. Lily Grace Larson has her LG Passion 2/1, LG Passion 2/1, which is a red man daughter, and now red man offspring are continuing on that winning tradition. So I think that that's pretty cool. So LGL Passion 2/1. We just love it when we get to see, you know, that history of the breed, and we can share that with you guys. So that was first and second in that last class. Of course, that is going to be our very first class of the, wow, this is a smaller class. We're going fast, guys. Okie doke. So we also have a photo of LGL Mr. Red Risky when he was a baby, and he won during the All-American, the HABA All-American. And so those babies, it is so cool to be able to see them. And DM cattle, if you dream it, you can do it. We 100% agree with you on that. David and McKenna Wiskowski, of course. Thank you so much for supporting us, supporting our team, always being there for us. Of course, Moonshine, Mr. DM Filthy Rich, was the grand champion at the national show in 2024 and continues to win. So again, congratulations on that. We really do greatly appreciate it because we cannot do this without you guys. And actually, we really can't do it without you guys because you are the superstars. Y'all are the stars of the show, and we're just the supporting actors. So you as breeders are what are important to us. It's not important to us that our numbers are high or that we're trying to grow our social media page. We just love showing you, and you are the main event. You guys are what everyone comes here to watch. We're just the supporting actors that give some information so that everybody knows. So when anybody ever says that they're trying to do something for a certain group or association, just know that we're there for you. So Carol, that's my little talk, and we have a Herzog cattle at the top. Let's listen.
You know, I took a little extra look there between 2 and 3, but we got a pretty straightforward place to start. I think a power bull that's still got a look of quality, gets out and handles himself really good in motion. Pretty standout kind there that leads off this particular class. To me, 2 and 3 are, again, very different kinds of bulls. When we get them parked here at the side, balance is what makes our black bull a little more like the class winner. I think he hooks up a bit stronger, and he's laid in smoother, and the way he transitions neck to shoulder, shoulder into his top line, just presents you a little nicer balanced kind of look. You got a kind of dual-edged sword here in the fact that I probably like the stoutness of structure in the third place bull, but I probably like the cleanliness of joint work in the black bull. So some give and take there in terms of some structural differences. Unique black-hided bull that's just got some quality and balance. Now, a little more rugged look, a little more massive kind of look to our third place bull. He's probably got a shot more muscle as you stand directly in behind him to go with that extra bone and substance in a moderate kind of frame. Just a little piece here and doesn't balance out quite as nicely right in behind his shoulder, the lower portion of his shoulder and chest, you know, just not as smooth in the way those transitions happen. And a big bull that's reasonably sound in his feet and legs coming next, that gets a little up and down in his top line, and relative to his frame, he needs to be stoutened up and have more muscle, like to clean that sheath up on him. Final bull, just a little restricted in the way he's going off his hind leg today. You'll see he's coming up really short in his stride, gives up some performance, but I think that bull balances out quite nicely from the profile. Again, an excellent class, certainly a leadoff bull that I like quite a bit.
And we thank you, Mr. Molinek, for the overview here of our Class 53. Taking the blue ribbon was 1976. Coming to us from Herzog Cattle Company of Chilton, Texas, and their bull, Mr. H.C. Charlie, 215/3. Your second place went to DB Southern Style, bull 2/169. They're from Hempstead, Texas. Your third place honors went to 1646, Castlereagh Ranch entry, Groverton, Texas. The owner and exhibitor, fourth in that class to 1853. Exhibited by Fontenot Red Brahmans and Katie Fontenot of Villa Platte, Louisiana. And rounding out the class, taking the fifth place award, entry 763, The bull, Miss Toyota, 15/3, owned by Kimberly Calhoun. We're now into class 54 of our Red Bull show. Bulls born during October through the 1st of November 2023. And we have 9 entries in this class.
All right, guys, so this is kind of cool. So I don't know if you're enjoying what I'm doing or not, but it's kind of fun to see and go back in the Wayback Machine, the Wikipedia that the Brahman Journal is, and be able to see some of the sires and dams or see them when they were younger. So I kind of thought that that would be fun. Let me know if you guys like that or not. We're putting that in the comments. Sometimes we can share our photos with you because I can share my screen, but here we have so many Wi-Fis that we're trying to blend together. It makes it a little tough. Emily Whitworth. I bet Baxter is like on cloud 9, just saying. Bradley Lyons, thanks for watching with us. And Emilio and everyone else, let us know where you are watching from. Desde donde nos están viendo. So in that last class, that was class 53, we're now currently in class 54. Class 53, our first place went to Mr. H.C. Charlie, 215/3. He, of course, is a bull that has already won quite a bit, so we'll let you know. We'll give you a little rundown on him. He was our 2024 State Fair Texas Reserve Junior Yearling Champion. He was also our ABBA National Brahman Show Class 47 champion. Again, Junior Yearling Champion at the Sugar Classic, Fort Worth Stock Show Senior Yearling Champion. The list goes on, and also the Arklamis Open Show Junior Yearling, and the Reserve Junior Yearling at the Brahman event all the way back in July. World Brahman Congress, he was a Reserve Junior Yearling Champion. Washington County Fair Junior Yearling Champion. Again, lots and lots of championships. The DB Southern Style Bull has not shown as much because they have not been on the road nearly as much lately, but he is a Mr. BF Ironman son out of DB Southern Style 1/515, which is a polled female. And again, Dietering Red Brahmins, I don't think needs any introduction. Do please go by their booth and visit with them as they celebrate their 50th anniversary. So make sure to go by and celebrate with them on their 50th anniversary. You are watching, Lisa Warren is watching from Lewin, Mississippi, it looks like. So thank you for watching from there. We greatly appreciate it.
Texas, and fourth with entry 2758. Texas TX.
Let us know where you're watching from and what you think about the show. Right now at the top of the league, we have Ricky Hammond's entry. Then we go to the DB Southern Style. Then we have a Mr. H.C. Jory. That is going to be Dylan Garrett from Orange Grove, Texas. We have Mr. H. Rafael Rojo. That is going to be a Heritage Cattle Company Team H. We will be in the Dominican Republic with them the entire show. Then we're going to go to, I think, Peyton Herzog. Yep, Herzog Cattle, Mr. H.C. Nelly. Then we're going to have another Heritage Cattle, I do believe. That is going to be Mr. H. Imperial Rojo. And don't forget, guys, we are going to be at Heritage Cattle Company celebrating the American Red Brahman. So make sure you jump on over there with us. And you're at an FFA contest in Katy, says Grayson. Okay, so that's what you're doing. And Emilio is watching from St. Anne, Jamaica. You know what? I think you were watching with us yesterday, and all the girls were saying, we want to be in Jamaica. How many Brahmin cattle do they have in Jamaica? Do they do Brahmin shows in Jamaica? Because, you know, we go everywhere. Iran and Andre and I are going to be in the Dominican Republic. Very excited about that. We'll be doing the entire show. We'll be doing all the different breeds. But before that, Iran, where are we going to be? I'm sorry?
You move around and
I
stuff
moved too
here.
much? Okay. Your own microphone, or are we sharing?
Yes, I have my microphone.
Okay, you have your microphone. So
Yes.
where are we going to be where are we
This
going to go
weekend?
before Dominican?
Before Dominican, Panama.
Panama. At the Nationals. And you know what? Us girls are going to kick those boys' butts. Meaning Team Brahman Journal.
I
You got
hear
the boy
something-
team, the girl team.
I
Okay.
heard that before and I didn't understand. I just hear my name, Iran, and then,
Kicking butt.
yeah, and I was like, what?
He was like, what? My butt's getting kicked? There
yeah,
you go.
what did I do?
What did I do now? Oh no. Yep. So we are going to go to Panama, and I tell you, the girls in Ecuador. There we are. We're going to be at the Feria Internacional in David, Panama, 2025 Expo Cebu, 2020 March 21st and 22nd. And Herzog is going to be first, and Dylan is going to be reserve class champion with her beautiful bull. So congratulations again, and we really do appreciate everyone watching. Hey Jimmy, thanks for watching, and Carlos Rincon, I am so glad you're watching with us again. We've been seeing you the whole weekend, so we're excited. 1.7 million people have watched with us. We're excited. Let's listen.
96.
Or not.
Origins knockout.
Nope. He doesn't have the microphone yet. So it's so confusing for me because I'm missing the microphone. I'm missing the microphone on occasion. We've got to hand it off to the judge. They've got to wait for some people to stop talking, and then they get to go. It is Mr. H.C. Gregorio is going to be in second, and Peyton Herzog is going to be in first with the Mr. H.C. Nelly, I do believe. Can you see what number Peyton has on right there?
A good set of Red Bulls. I think a little up front. Again, just in terms of a strikingness, a quality look, I think he's a pretty dominant place to start in this group. He's fresh, he's muscular, he's shaped right. Loosen his hock just a little bit, but I think that's a pretty easy place to start. You know, from there, I ended up landing on a bull that at times can be a little up and down in his top and maybe not pull together with that same level of balance as the class winner. In fact, maybe not even as strong there as the bull that stands right behind him. But I just see a ruggedness, a stoutness of structure and bone in this bull that just matches up a little better with that class winner. Tidy his sheath up just a little bit, level him out of his hip, but I still think he reaches with enough length of stride, enough comfort and motion to go with the performance and the power that he's got. A little different kind of bull, a bull that's got a little more look. He's really up-headed and nice in terms of the way his top line comes together. He's not as massive through the center part of his body or all the way out of his hip as those cattle that are in front of him, but I think he's got a quality image that deserves a look here at the top end. The next bull is one a little smaller, more moderate kind of frame score in that bull, but a deep-bodied bull that's got some fleshing ease in him. He needs a shot more muscle shape and stoutness of structure, a little like the bull that preceded him right there. A long-bodied bull that's real level in his spine and top line, has a little more bone than the cattle right in front of him. I don't know that this is probably a spot where you learn bone and muscle aren't necessarily correlated. He needs more real muscle to go with that substance of bone. He's flat in terms of his rib and body as well. I just need to see more dimension in that bull. The next bull needs to handle his hip and hind leg better. If he does that, he's a player for several spots up the line. But when we get him in motion, you see how his top line and his rump structure kind of pull up and steepen out of his hip. He just doesn't stay. They're good enough, but I like his power and substance. The next bull also needs to move better off of that hind leg to move any higher in the class today. A little heavy in his sheath, but a bull that's got some substance of bone and some mass to him. Next couple of bulls that round things out for us. A little greener, a little flatter made. They need to have more dimension in such a high quality class. But again, just see the body, see the volume, see the fleshing ability they've got, and it tells you a lot about how deep that class was.
And we thank you very much for the overview of our Class 54 first place honors in the class going to 49.
All right, everybody. So much fun. Really love watching this. So Mr. H.C. Nelly, 208 over 3, who is a cutter son, just won that class, and he's out of Miss CBR Ninny, and that is Herzog Cattle. And here's another interesting thing. You know, Herzog Cattle does sell a lot of their cattle. We had a sale with them. And we have had a couple of sales with them on our best cattle sales. And on one of the sales in the best cattle sales, they sold some, and boom, they had a reserve division champion with a female that they sold in one of their online sales. the other day. And now you look at this, it's really interesting. So HC Giorgio, Mr. H.C. Giorgio, who Southern Grant Ranch purchased for their daughter, Dylan Garrett, she just showed she was reserve class champion just now with her bull, and that's a Mr. H.C. Axel 119/9, sent out a Miss H.C. Versace 150/1. She has won multiple times. She's been a reserve class champion at the national show as a young calf, on and on and on. So that's really cool. And so they had purchased that one. I have a great photo of Dylan that I'm going to share with you guys. And then with her bull, she just had so much fun. But Peyton showed that bull earlier in the year in Brahman event. He was junior yearling champion. I mean, so many championships. Reserve junior at Washington, reserve senior at San Antonio. Just a lot of different wins. So again, a lot of wins. And then just now, the champion, of course, in that class, Georgetown, Texas, at work watching my boss's son show. Good job, Christy. Make sure you get approval from the boss, always. So in class number 54, first went to the Mr. H.C. Nelly, which was a cutter son, and out of Miss CBR Nenny. So again, Herzog Cattle breeding, so HC took first and second in that class. Of course, Southern Grant are the owners of the ones that were in second. So again, congratulations to our good friends, the Herzogs, as well as the Southern Grant, and one of my favorite young ladies, Miss Dylan Garrett. Love watching her show. She has just started showing, so we think that that is super cool because she has just started showing. So again, that is going to be the HC Giorgio. I'm going to share a little photo with you guys, and she is just all smiles when she shows her bull. We're currently in class. This is not the senior yearling. Yeah, you just figured that out. Ron's like, what? Yeah, Ron got it all wrong.
Those two bulls will stay in there for our senior champion, show champion.
And
drive.
that.
Here are your other entries. Class 51 was entry number 2723, Origins Business Plan. 302K6, Origins Ranch in Houston, Texas. On Class 51. Class 52, your winner was entry 2697. That's Origins Knockout 302.
And right there is a beautiful photo of our good friend Dylan when she showed back at the ABBA National Brahman Show. Talk about a sweet girl and a sweet smile and a sweet face. She is awesome. So we are currently in class number 55. We're currently in class number 55. For those of you who freaked out because Iran was telling us we were in our senior yearling division, he was wrong. Were you wrong?
I was wrong.
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
Iran was wrong. He's so sorry. So sorry. Mea culpa. Mea culpa. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. How many times have I'm wrong multiple times in a day. Your biggest show is the Denbigh Agriculture and Industrial Show every August.
Okay, so you can do in these 5 bulls, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think there's a perfect answer. I think each of these bulls have some real big pluses, and then maybe some tweaks that need to be made in each of them as well. And really what it boiled down to, I'm going to start with the black bull because I think he's got plenty enough to him. He's not the most muscular by any means. I think he's got enough to him. He's got the right kind of body depth, and I thought by a very comfortable margin, he was the most comfortable moving bull that we've got out here in the lineup. And that's really what it boiled down to. Again, as we set him out in motion, we've talked about it. We can go ahead and lead him. On out as you set him in. Go ahead, bud. As we set him into motion, he's really the only one that covers his stride and stays together in his front end as he goes. Now we get him stopped. This is the bull that I lean toward just because he puts together maybe a little nicer balanced look with some real ruggedness. I like his stoutness. As we set him in motion, it's It's just a little cumbersome, especially out of his front end. He's rolling on us here today, not as comfortable. I know he's getting to be a bigger, heavier weight bull, and you bring him to town and stand him for several days, maybe not as comfortable and as athletic as he would be at home, but there's a lot of good in that bull. I just wish he'd get out and go for us here today, clean his joints up just a little bit as well. This is a neat bull here that's got some balance next in the lineup. Stop him right there, and he's one of the most attractive bulls that's in this particular lineup. That hock's a little too straight for me. If we could change that, maybe he's a candidate to win. And then our final two bulls, I think as we set them out, we can go ahead and lead them on out, guys. They're cattle that need to go with more ease and comfort, and we can go ahead and lead. This is a bull that is neat in terms of the pigmentation. He's got a bull that comes up way too short in his stride. I think we can all see that as he gets out in motion, but a big performance bull that's got a nice look. And then the final bull here for us as well, just too short in his step off of his hind leg, a little coarser in his joint work, but I like his moderation and his depth of body. Interesting class, a deep, solid class, top to bottom, a lot of give and take on a good set of Red Bulls.
And ladies and gentlemen, your Class 55 winner goes to 2320. Rancho Monte Cristi's bull of Friendswood, their bull RMC, Mr. Monte Lusa, 29/3. Second in that class to 2003. And the bull Jesse James, 40/3, exhibited by J&L Cattle Service. J&L Cattle Service and Gracie Hinchton's co-owners. They're from Rainy, Louisiana. Our third place award went to entry 2220, Pinnacle Brahmans, owners and exhibitors from Armawahi, Georgia. And fourth in the class went to 2092, entry coming to us from Moreno Ranches of Riesel, Texas. And wrapping up the class with the fifth place ribbon, entry 2272, Rodriguez Cattle Service, owner Rio Ranch, and Rodriguez Cattle Service, Rio Ranch, Hempstead, Texas. And ladies and gentlemen, we're lining up for our Senior Yearling Championship division.
Okay, guys, in the Senior Yearling Championship, we have FC Mr. Uno 114/3. This is going to be an RF Razors Bowen 22/0. This is a Miss WCC 455/1 son, owned by Lucas Forche and shown right now by Nate. In our second class, we had Mr. HC Charlie 215/3, and that is sired by Cutter and out of Miss HC Charlie 147/1. I do think Haley Herzog is on the stick there on that one. Coming out of class number 54, we have Mr. HC Nelly 208/3. That is another Cutter son out of Miss CBR Nenny 595/5. That is another Herzog cattle, of course, Peyton Herzog, you can see right there on the stick. Then we have RMC Mr. Monte Luca 29/3. That's going to be a Polled Smoke. Notice how black that bull is. That is Polled Smoke son out of the HRW Miss Katie 72/1. Of course, Rancho Monte Cristo is the owner there. And then coming in for possible reserve consideration, guys.
Coming out of that last class is one that just hits you as an athlete. I think he's awesome in terms of
Possible reserve consideration. We have coming out of that first class, we have the LGL, Mr. Red Risky. Of course, our good friend Kerry Clay is probably excited about that one because it is out of a Red Man daughter. And boy, have those Red Man been winning. You want to make sure you contact either Manuel Ampron or Kerry Clay for sex semen and conventional semen on Red Man. That is a great bull, Mr. V8 195/8. Coming in second out of the second class is the DB Southern Style 2/169. That is the BF Mr. Ironman. I'm sorry, Mr. BF Ironman son out of DB Style, 1 over 515, which is a polled female. Then out of that third class, we have the Mr. HC Giorgio, 211 over 3. That is an Axel son out of Miss HC Versace. Dylan Garrett on the stick. She does a great job. Young lady that just has the coolness. She's cool as a cucumber showing. And then out of the last class, we have the JLCS HB Jesse James, 40 over 3. That again is the CT Mr. Jude Rhino son out of JLS HB Lady Jasmine. Again, owned by Gracie Henskins. So a kind of fun little story here on the bull that won the last class, the RMC Mr. Monte Cristo. It is out of HRW Miss Katie, 72 over 1. I was wondering if anybody would remember.
Well, guys, a fun division to just share thoughts on, but not an easy division. I think, we ended up with cattle that made logic enough in winning classes, especially these first 3 classes. I feel really good about each of those individuals. And yet, as we come back out here, I think you got to weigh some different details in your mind as to where you want to land for a champion in reserve. I think all the cattle out here are certainly sound enough, but that's where I start to tweak and ask, some little different things of these cattle. When we study front feet, for example, on that first class winning bull, the same a little bit at the ground for different reasons on our second class winner, and then just the length of step in our third class winner. All of those things kind of start weighing out. I really think when we get out here and we analyze these bulls, if we want to talk about structure, I think my favorite footed bull came out of class 3 of that trio, and yet he needs to have a little more flex in that hock, but he's so unique in his look and mass and muscle shape. The freest traveling bull with substance comes out of class number 2, and he can really pull together and show you a nice look there. Maybe tighten his sheath up a little bit. As we've alluded to, he pigeon toes just a little bit, and from his ankle to the ground could be a little different as well. And then just a good fundamental bull that's a little frailer and off in those front toes. But boy, we get him stopped and loined a little bit. You can see the parts in moderation and body that kind of have the look, if you get him mated up right, that he could be a nice kind of female maker. But, what a great set of bulls. I think those are the 3 that are in contention. For me, the one... I'm just going to say structure. You can talk all those differences you want. It becomes a little of a wash. I think there's one that just has a level of uniqueness in his look and power. Maybe a little on the bigger side for some, but I think just a ton of unique breeding value in our champion. It's going to be this bull out of class number 3. We're going to follow right up with that bull out of class 2.
And ladies and gentlemen, taking the honors here in our fall bull class, the champion going to the winner of class 54, that's 1949, coming to us from Herzog Cattle Company in Chilton, Texas, their bull, Mr. H.C. Nelly, 208 over 3. And the reserve honors going to the winner of class 53, that was 1976. Also a bull from Herzog Cattle out of Chilton. Their bull, Mr. H.C. Charlie.
All right, the Herzog Cattle Company takes the senior yearling division by storm. Their class number 3 winner, Mr. H.C. Nelly, 208 over 3. That is going to be our grand champion here in the junior.
Mr. Jim Sartwell.
In the junior, no way. That was senior yearling. Sorry. Yep. Got myself so confused. Senior yearling championship. We're zooming right along today compared to yesterday. So that was the senior yearling champion was Mr. H.C. Nelly, 208 over 3. And that is a CBR Cutter son out of CBR Nenny. And then in that second class is where we had the Herzog animal that was being led by Haley Herzog. That was Mr. HC Charlie 215, also a Cutter son, but out of Miss HC Charlie 147/1. I was talking earlier about the HRW Miss Katie female, HRW Miss Katie, and she is a female that Clay Espy showed back in the day. He was reserve grand champion at the Sugar Classic in 2013. And so that is a red female that Clay showed. They crossed that female on the RMC.
Bull CX Pure Force 844K, Cox Excalibur Brangus,
On the Pulled Smoke bull to get that RMC Mr. Monte Luca 29/3. So again, I mean, I think that's some really cool genetics. Mr. MCC Pulled Smoke 14/9 Pulled bull. We will definitely want to make sure that you guys know that you can buy semen on that bull with Castlereagh Ranch. We only have 4 bulls in the lineup. Looks like he's going to grab that microphone and try to talk about these bulls here in the Gray Show. We are in the first class, which is class number 52. Class number 52 of the Gray Show. Looks like he's going to keep them as they walked in. Let's let the judge tell us what he thinks. But again, class number 52 only had 4 head. We have...
Please retreat to the stands. You will have a much better view of the show. And your odds of getting sent to the hospital will go down tremendously.
That's always good. Good set of bulls here. Very battle. I think a lot of different ways you could go amongst the top trio in particular. Ultimately, the young lady's bull up front here is the combination bull. I think she's got the look and quality you see in the bull right behind her with enough more structural integrity to get the lead here. Her bull's shoulder angle and knee set back in him so much better that he's way more comfortable when we set him in motion. Now, the bull that's got the neatest look to him at the stand is here in second. I like that bull's balance and attractiveness. It's just that knee shaking forward enough in him that I just question the soundness out of his front end to give him a shot at winning this particular class. I love his muscle shape. I love his attractiveness. The black bull that comes next, he's a moderate, deep-bodied bull. He needs to have more muscle shape. If we make him wider and stouter, then we can talk about him as a potential class winner. He's just a little too flat in his general makeup. And then the gray bull that rounds things out for us here, he's long-bodied. He's got some substance of bone. I don't know if he's got quite the width and natural dimension to go with that length and needs to balance up just a nickel better, but most importantly, just give him some more power, maybe clean up that sheath just a little bit.
Alrighty, guys, we have a class winner. Class winner in that class 52. Our class winner in class 52 is going to be AT Mr. Merle, 160/3. We're going to get you some more information here in a moment.
ECC Paul Arthur Shelby, 852/3. Shown by Addison Tullis, Mercedes, Texas. Third in class, 769. Wasteco Dark Gold, 28/3.
That was Marley Goodman on the stick from Honey Grove, Texas. And imagine that she's from Honey Grove, because that is where AT Brahmans is. So AT Mr. Merle 160/3 is the 2024 12th Heartland Classic Junior Yearling Champion. He is sired by JDH Sir Bristol Manso 11/5, and out of AT's Miss Jessie 401. Marley Goodman, of course, on the stick there. She's also the 2024 Fall Classic Junior Yearling Gray Bull. Again, that is Marley Goodman. So she's won quite a bit with this bull. Also the Kissimmee Valley Fair. I'm kind of thinking that the Honey Grove may be a little bit wrong, but she's been showing in Florida. But just saying. The ECC Pulled Arthur Shelby Bull was second with Addison Tullis from Mercedes, Texas. That sounds a little bit more correct. Now we're moving into class number 53. Class number 53. And again, guys, we could not do this without our awesome sponsors. Don't forget to be at Rio Ranch on Saturday. They are one of our sponsors here. and we really greatly appreciate all that they do for us. They have taken us around the globe, and we greatly appreciate that.
Next up will be senior champion Brian.
Alrighty, thank you, Jimmy, for watching, and Alan, and Anthony, and Sherry, and Lacey Albright, and Anthony, and Dahira. Let us know where you're watching from Argentina. Thank you so much for watching. We really do greatly appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. And Matt Warren was saying, go Marley. Well, Marley made it. There you go. So, Matt, we are excited for you guys that Marley did so good. She'll be coming back in this championship, grand championship drive here. Okay, we're whittling it down. In class number 53, we're in class number 53. We have a Rio Ranch bull, it looks like. Yes, Rio Mr. Palomo. Then we have the LC Mr. Batty 114/23 with Laura Cooper on the stick. We have Jalefka Farms on the stick with their CJ Bar Mr. Memo, or Mr. Memo, 11/3. That is going to be some high-end Burma cattle coming to you from Jalefka Farms. So Jalefka Farms bringing you some high-end Burma cattle. Rio Ranch is in the lead at the immediate moment in the yellow shirt. That is going to be Rio Mr. Palomo 485 L10. Looking for the microphone. We're going to have the win for Rio Ranch, and we can go celebrate back at the stalls.
Nice trio of bulls
At the stalls tonight. Let's listen.
Second and third we'll get to in a second. That one wins pretty comfortably in my book, and his stoutness, his power, his rugged look is obviously on display, but I think where he really separates himself is correctness of feet and legs in this particular trio. Much better front feet than our second place bull. He's got a better hind leg and pastern than the third place bull. All of those things add up to a pretty logical winner. Now the question is where you want to go between 2 and 3. The bull in second, I prefer the way he handles his hind leg versus our third place bull, and I think he's a little smoother in general in the way he transitions neck to shoulder, shoulder into his body. I think a little more length in that bull as well. If we could change those front toes a little bit on him and square them up, then I'd be more comfortable in just easily sliding him there into second, but a nice bull nonetheless. Our third place bull, he's got a power build. He's big topped. He's really, really thick ended, and that was certainly what kept him in contention for that second slot as we lead him on out. He's got a little puffiness on that hock, a little straighter in his hock, and getting weak on that rear pastern. That's where I'd like to fix him to give him a chance to be second. But man, that guy is massive and bold-bodied, tons of muscle in a moderate frame. There's definitely usefulness in all three of those cattle, depending on what you want to accomplish. A more moderate bull that's pretty nice in terms of balance and structured, pretty solid, that comes next. He just doesn't have big holes, and that's why he ends up in the fourth slot versus some of these other cattle. As you start to analyze him, he maybe just doesn't have enough performance and overall mass to hunt with that initial trio. The next bull's a little sounder than the one behind him. I like his length of body. He needs more depth and center rib in him. It's close because this bull's got an edge in that regard. I just wish we could change his hock. He's just a little too straight in the build of that rear leg, and that's why he ends up where he does. And then the red tinge bull that finishes things up here for us, I just need more width and more substance to that guy. I actually prefer the way he reaches and the length of his step off of his hind leg versus the bull that's right in front of him. I just need to see a more masculine, more rugged kind of look to that guy.
Rio Mr. Palomo 485 L10, Rio Ranch, Hempstead, Texas. Second place to 795 LC Mr. Batty 114 with a 23. Parish, Texas.
Alrighty. Alrighty, guys.
1053, CJ
Getting my
Barber,
little ear pods on so I can make sure I am correct.
Sulphur Springs, Texas. Fourth place, 610, Mr.
And-
Azteca Bonbon, 1703. Esteban Vasquez, Navasota, Texas. Fifth place to 1122, Mr. M.N. Ringo Manso, 219.2. Shown by Callie Kraft from Aransas Pass. Sixth place to 1407.
All right, guys, I'm back with you. A little bit of information. So Rio Mr. Palomo, 485L10. That bull is sired by the San Jose Wellington Rocco bull and out of Miss SNS 485/8. We are going to be having a sale with the Satterfield Ranch, which of course is SNS, there in April. So make sure you keep up with that because that's what made that bull that you just saw. That's the dam of the Paloma bull, and he was our senior yearling champion at the Dixie National Open show. So already a champion. Again, that is Rio Mr. Palomo. I'm going to tell you that you will want to be at Rio Ranch. You want to be at Rio Ranch on Saturday. They're going to have a great field day. They give away some semen. They give away some. Last year they gave away heifers. They gave away buckles. They gave away all kinds of stuff. So make sure you swing by Rio Ranch. We will be there on Saturday from, I think, 2 to 7. Last year it ran longer, just saying. We will be at BRC and then Heritage, and then we will be bouncing over to Rio. But half the team will be at Rio, and we're very excited about that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then in our second place in that last class, we had the very beautiful LC Mr. Batty 114/23. That, of course, is our good friend Laura Cooper. That is an AT Mr. Ronan's son out of RC Miss Addie, and she was our All-American bred and owned reserve calf champion. So again, some great genetics there, and don't forget that SNS, that means Satterfield Ranch. You will want to be there. They are having a production sale that will be very impressive. So we're really excited about that. They're pulling from the arena.
1922, Dan Sandra Marble, your owner out of Cedartown, Georgia. And up for reserve consideration, joining Class 53, second place finisher.
Gracie Soul up here at the top with her dark black bull. We are in Class 54, guys. Class 54. We're going to walk now. We're going to walk the cattle.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand for your senior champion entries. Let them know how much you appreciate all the hard work they put into their cattle today.
And right now we're in Class 54. We're looking at I think that's going to be Mr. Casseray Pulled Shadow. We'll have to catch the number as we go by. We do have a V8 bull in there. We have another J&L Cattle Services. That's going to be a That's going to be an MCC Mr. Pulled Kingsford. That is a Pulled Smoke Sun, as well as Pulled Shadow is going to be a Pulled Smoke Sun. So we have 767. We have 1491. 1491 is going to be a V8 496/9. We also have 1197. That is going to be the Mr. Bar and Roscoe of Bar and Cattle. Then we have the MCC Mr. Pulled Kingsford. He is starting to pull. He's going to pull from the bottom of the class. He has pulled the Kingsford. He has left the 894, which is the DMD Mr. Nelson Manso.
I think it represents high quality yet functional cattle. Like we were talking there, the bull over the third
He's looking closely at the V8. That again is the Mr. V8 496/9. Looking very closely at the Casseray Pulled Shadow. Walking by the V8 bull. Checking out the Mr. Bar and Roscoe. Looking again at the DMD. That of course is Mackenzie Joe Driver.
For me, I like the young man out of
Thanks,
Class
guys,
2
for
to be
watching
your
with us. We
champion. Young
certainly
lady
do
will probably
appreciate it.
deserve
Could not do it without
congratulations to you
all
guys.
these amazing sponsors.
champion,
So again,
Dos Equis
AMCC, that of
Dos
course
Equis
is
Cattle
the
Company
Mexico
Ranch Show
Association.
Camp
He has
over
just
out of
pulled
Austin, Texas.
the bar
In your
and
reserve
cattle
senior
entry.
pistol, you
He
can
has
have
just
2808.
pulled the V8 entry. He has left Gracie Soul on the stick. He has also left Mackenzie Driver. They're going to be battling it out.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, give them a nice
Gracie
round of
doing a
applause.
wonderful job moving her bull back into the lineup. Gracie and Mackenzie, some of our junior exhibitors. So we know everyone is, and he is going to lead Gracie in first. And that is going to be a big deal, just saying.
Well, guys, really an intriguing set of cattle in this particular Brahman class. And,
Let's listen to the judge.
Once again, I think there's a kind for about every person, and where you want to put your emphasis, really needs to fit where you're going in a breeding program. But I'll tell you what I see in the bulls. And the black bull that leads things off, guys, he's one of the better footed cattle that we've seen in the last couple of days. I really like the shape of his feet, the comfort, the movement that he's got. His joints are still good. He's a deep-bodied bull that's got some practicality both in his structure and in his body type. I think he's smooth in the way he pieces together. He's not overpowering. He could use probably a shot more muscle for some. And he rounds just a little in his hip, but the way he covers ground, the effortlessness and his structure, I think that's what surfaces, for him here today. The gray bull that's in second, I've got like the look of this bull. I wouldn't mind cleaning his hock up just a touch. And he maybe doesn't plant as wide at his foundation, maybe as his upper rib and his muscle shape would indicate. I still see more mass in this guy, and I see a attractiveness to his hip and hind leg movement and build that gives him an edge over the third place bull. I think that was a pair. They're different in their kind. I can see going either way with 1 and 2, but I was just so impressed by the feet and leg structure of the black bull. He leads off the class for us. This dark pigmented bull that comes next, man, again, one of those that when we get him stopped and this young lady gets him loined right, he can give you a striking kind of, proud look about him. He's up-headed, a neat-looking bull. He gives up a little mass to the cattle on either side of him. I can live with that. If they're built so correct in their feet and legs that I can sacrifice that. In his case, he's just not quite good enough in that hip and hind leg for me to justify that extra look and give up that dimension. So a nice bull, a quality bull that's got a neat look about him, definitely has a place in the right program as well. Here's a bull that's interesting. There's times where I thought, man, does he have enough quality for me to sort him up or get him higher? Because that's a rugged, masculine, bold-bodied, beef bull there that just comes in a few pieces. He gets a little plain up front. He gets a little easy in his top line, so his parts don't maybe blend together as attractive or as smooth. But that guy's good at his foundation, and he's got the body and mass that can certainly play a positive role when you put him out on some cows. Another good-looking dude here. This black bull can park and give you, an image here from the side that is really, really impressive. I think if you just stand off and you watch him go out of the ring, again, just that hind leg isn't flexing for us quite the way that it needs to. But take a look at that bull in terms of quality with some muscle shape. A bull that I think, again, has some uniqueness that he needs to be utilized in the right spots on the right set of cows. A good solid kind of bull that's sound enough structured and too flat coming next in the lineup. Then we've got a bull that has a little more muscle shape to him, but gets a little shallower in his center rib and a little round in his hip. The next bull not quite comfortable enough at the ground. The shape of those feet need to be better to see him hit the ground with more stability. A big, long, tall frame bull that needs a shot more body, but the same is true with our final bull that flattens out a little more extreme in terms of his frame. He's got some bone and some substance to the ground. I just need him to match that as you work up higher.
Thank you, sir. Your placings in Class 54 Fall Grey Brahman Bull Calves. First place to 767, Mr. Castleray Polled Shadow 5803, Castleray Ranch, Groveton, Texas. Second in class to 884, DMD Mr. Nelson Manso 114 with a 3, Mackenzie Driver from Burra, Texas.
Okay, everybody, guess who I wrangled up? I wrangled up a very proud mom, and I wrangled up a wonderful breeder that helped create that bull and made this mama proud and happy. So I'm going to ask a couple questions. Tell me your name, your ranch's name, and how proud you of your daughter and what her name is.
Okay, I'm Brittany Everett. We own Dominique Cattle. My daughter Gracie Sewell just won the class. This is her first time winning in Houston, and super proud.
She almost told me I couldn't interview her because she was just so shaking and excited. I know it's so wonderful to see your daughter win on the big green shavings. And big guy here, my fave, Castleray Ranch, he helped make that all happen. So tell us a little bit about the breeding on that bull. The sire of the bull is?
Yeah, the sire of the bull is Paul Smoke, 14/9. The mother is the Lady Pasco Reynolds, 1/13, same mama of the grand champion last year. I'm trying to make this bull to open lines in my program breeding. For me, it's really good.
I tell you what, this guy has some amazing genetics. Castleray is right on the other side of the arena. This mama is excited. Your daughter's taking home some pretty cool hardware. I know we'll be seeing her back in the championship drive. Fingers crossed for everybody. But remember, guys, Castleray Ranch, you will need to go over there. They have embryos and semen available for sale. And make sure you thank them, because we had 1.7 million people watch us yesterday. And so Castleray Ranch has been a big supporter of us, as has Diamond D. So again, we are super excited. Thank you guys, and we'll go back into the green shavings.
Kylie Patterson of the United States. And now, we're proud to announce the 2024 Brangus Champion of the World from Paraguay, Don Angel, RP 1271. Representing Agro Ganadera Bucavi are Dario Jimenez and partners. This is the third time for this herd to win Champion of the World. Don Angel then competed against 31 other world champions from 16 breeds to be crowned the All Breeds World Supreme on January 1st, 2024.
Alrighty, guys, that was exciting, wasn't it? So congratulations. You know, it's always fun when a mama gets to see their child win on the green shavings, and I know it was really a big deal for them. And again, thank you to Castleray for all that they've done for the team at the Brahman Journal. Right now it looks like What class are we in? 55? Yes.
And finally, for our third
Oh.
award, the 2024
Moose.
ORB Champion of the World was won for the first time
Am I
ever
wrong or right?
by
What number
an
does
ultra
Judd
black.
have on?
The name of the bull, All Grove Trout
Woohoo!
from Mucala,
This
New
is
South
Moose. We
Wales,
took a
Australia.
photo of Moose the other day. Was that
Receiving the
exciting?
award,
We love
representing All
Moose.
Grove, is
That is
Oscar Goldie.
SNS Moose 504/3. Moose is looking good, Judd. Wow. Loving Moose. Okay, that is a Satterfield branded bull that I know that Judd and at Heritage Cattle Company, they have partnered up, I do believe, Pine Bluff Ranch, Braden Smith, and Satterfield Ranch own SNS Moose. And he'll be coming to a collection station near you soon, I have no doubt, if he's not already there. Second, it looks like we have, who is in second? Can you get me a number?
All right, we'd just like to announce that the 2025 Frankist Champion of the World competition takes place.
Iran's trying really
1st of
hard to
December
get me a number.
2014.
Go, Ella, huh?
Four official judges will be William
I thought that was Ella. Ella Rivet?
Angus
Rivet
Williamson
of
South
Smith
Africa,
Brahmins with her
Stephen
RJP
Pierce,
Mr.
Australia,
Jackie
and
288
Isaac
over
Gomez of
1.
Mexico.
You know, anytime you take your
Ladies and
steps
gentlemen,
onto
bringing
these
you
green
places to our award
shavings,
ceremony
it
this
is
afternoon,
pretty
if you
cool.
would, as they
So
leave the arena,
again,
please give them another big round of
congratulations
applause
to everybody.
for your
We had a
fantastic
big
awards.
class in that last
Congratulations to them
class.
all.
Thank you for watching from Thailand and from all around the world. We are very happy to see you. So thanks, guys. We greatly appreciate it. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you think about the cattle. And I do agree that all the best are here. Of course, Mr. Casseray Pulled Smoke, we were excited about that one. I do believe that probably Casseray Ranch has some more genetics just like that if you want a bull like that. And then let's listen to the judge.
You know, some challenges, I guess, as you read angles of structure versus how cattle are moving today, and you got to weigh everything out in your mind. But, you know, with all that said, I think the longer they're out here, the easier and easier our class winner finds his way to the forefront. No doubt about his body shape and his mass, a moderate frame bull. I think we get him parked. He's got a nice look to him. He's substantially better in the way he's built in his front end structure than another power bull there that stands right behind him. You know, as if we to nitpick him a little, could level him just a touch. He rounds just a nickel in his hip, but that's being pretty nitpicky. I think a pretty powerful, good-looking, and nice structured bull that wins this class, and I think wins so rather handily. You know, from there, I think there's give and take. And the one that paired up with them and was just getting out and going a little bit here for us today is the bull that's here in second. And I like the back two-thirds of this bull a lot. He's much like the winner in terms of rib shape and moderation and stoutness and muscle. If you really study him up in that knee and front end, though, that's where he needs to be modified. He opens up, he's coming a little forward in that knee. I need to change him in that front end structure to just say slam dunk, easy second place bull. But he matches up so well in terms of moderation, power, body depth. I think a really neat bull. Guys, this is the bull I probably struggle with the most in this particular class because standing still, I think that bull has insane merit. I think he is so shapely. He is still really, really neat and extended and good up front. And I think his angles of his structure look certainly fine. Again, one of those situations where a big bull comes to town and he's been up for a lot of international people to see, and you know, it's not the most forgiving of surfaces. As we walk him today, he's just not getting out and covering his stride. He's not straight hocked. It's not what he is, but again, anybody can see it. You watch him go right there, and he's a good, 6 to 8 inches off of meeting that stride. And if we could change that, then he becomes a bull you move up the line. He's a little bit pigeon-toed up front, but that's a good bull. And I think he just ended up matching our top pair a little better. This bull's bigger in his kind, longer bodied, maybe maintains his hip just a little leveler. That's why it's so close. Love his sheath. He's got a beautiful sheath, a bull that just a little different. That's really what it boils down to. He's got quality and he balances up really nicely. He's a little more frame in that bull, but I don't think extreme by any means. We go ahead and lead that bull out, and you study him from a skeleton standpoint, and you can see where I thought that was a pair, because he's a little closer to covering his track. As you get him behind him, he's a little flatter in his basic build all the way down to his hip and base than that trio of bulls. But that's four really nice bulls that I think you could certainly defend a lot of different ways. A big long-bodied bull that needs a shot more depth comes next in the lineup and comes up a little short stepping, and then a loose structured kind of long strided bull that I wish had a little more natural width and real muscle shape to him, but still sound in terms of feet and legs and structure. Very, very good class with that's deep with high quality bulls all the way down to the bottom.
Thank you, sir. Class 55, first place to 1401. Mr. SNS Moose, 504 with the 3, owned by Braden Smith, Brownsboro, Texas. Second in class to 1394. RJP Mr. Jackie, 288 with a 1. Ella Revet, Byron Gwen, Louisiana. Third place to 1293. Rio Mr. Gladiator, 378 L15. Rio Ranch, Hempstead, Texas. Fourth place to 863 N40. I'm your Huckleberry, 133. Isaac Duyon from Vermilion Parish, Louisiana. Fifth place to 977 Mr. Glory B, 27.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to go in for the championship drive here in the senior yearlings of the Gray Bulls. We're going to be looking at the following bulls. I'm going to get you guys caught up. Of course, we just had the Moose Bull take that class championship in the last class. We have AT Mr. Merle, 160/3. That's Marley Goodman. That, of course, is JDH Sir Bristol Manso's son. Out of AT's Miss Jessie 401. Don't forget, we do have that AT Brahman sale on our best cattle sales platform coming up in April. Rio Mr. Palomo, 485L10. That is going to be a Rocco son. Rocco, they do have semen available on him. I don't know if it's sexed and conventional, but they do have semen available. You will want to make sure that you go over there to the Rio Ranch field day and also the stall party tonight, guys. They're going to be rocking it because they have a class champion, and that is out of Miss SNS 485/8. Again, we have that SNS come back to you guys. So that, of course, is Satterfield Ranch. And we do have a sale for Satterfield Ranch also coming up soon. And then we also, again in April, I think it's before the AT sale. Then we got a lot to do, Ron. This is crazy. Okay, then in our class number 3, Proud Mama watching by the side, Mr. Casseray Polled Shadow, 58/03. That's going to be a Polled Smoke, 14/9. And out of CT Lady Pasco Rhino, 1/13. Gracie Soul on the stick. Of course, Casseray Ranch, the breeder. We just spoke with Cesar of Casseray Ranch. Again, if you want to buy semen, embryos, they've got some amazing genetics. We cannot say enough about them. They're very kind to us, very supportive of us too, so we greatly appreciate it. And you are watching from 290 is Ryan Salinas. Thanks for watching from Salinas. From Salinas Ranch. That, of course, is a great polled breeder. And then in the very last class, we had Mr. SNS Moose, 504/3. That is going to be in Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse 295/6 is the 2018 Reserve Grand Champion at our ABBA Nationals. So ABBA National Reserve Grand Champion, that again is Mr. SNS Mighty Mouse, 295/6, Satterfield, of course, breeding. And then out of the Miss SNS Tatum, 764/6. And if you're following a trend, it's because Satterfield Ranch breeds champions, and they'll be selling some potential champions to you later in April. Let's listen to the judge, Chris Mullinix.
Maybe one of the more challenging divisions to piece everything together, and yet as we get it coming back out here in a final drive, I do think there ends up being a pair of bulls that really do complement each other well and make sense to be our champion in reserve. even though maybe there could be some discussion on which way you think those two bulls need to go. But a really intriguing set of cattle. I think, as we mentioned earlier, I especially think it's important in your breed and with bulls that have so much merit phenotypically, that you marry that up with the right kind of genetic values and things that are going to make a difference for your program and what you want to use. But really a good set of cattle. To me, it boils down to Class 2 and Class 4. Those are the two bulls that are the strong contenders. As we get them out here, I think one of those, they're comparable in terms of power. Probably my champion has even yet a little extra shape to him. I think the difference is when we park them here at the side, you study hip structure, you study the way they come together from the profile with that mass is where our champion is going to find his place. Again, some breed character things maybe that you need to weigh out in your mind that aren't something that I want to say what's right or wrong. If pigmentation is big for you and some things that you need to focus on, I certainly appreciate that too. So that can weigh into a decision a little bit. I think these are two exceptionally good bulls. Young lady out of class number 2, what do you say? That's going to be our champion here. Congratulations to you. And the bull out of class number 4 is going to be reserved. Congratulations, guys. Really nice set of cattle again in this division.
Your 2025 International Senior Yearling Champion Gray Bull, Rio Mr. Palomo 485 L10, Rio Ranch from Hempstead, Texas. And your reserve Senior Yearling Champion Gray Bull, entry 1401, Mr. SNS Moose, 504 with a 3. Braden Smith from Brownsboro, Texas. Congratulations, Rio Ranch and Braden Smith, for your win here in the Senior Yearling Division of the Gray Bull Show. On this side, we'll turn it back over shortly to the legend, Arena Director, Mr. Harvey Buring, for the Red Division. Let's kick it over to the far side now. Let's listen closely and intently to Mr. Harrison Smith as he talks his Grand Champion drive.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sartwell. And we get out here and we're starting driving the bulls, and something that I think is, as they come back out here and line up, I am extremely happy with the quality of cattle that we've put together here. And I always tell my friends, and when we're talking, why I have so much respect for the Brangus breed is because I think they're so versatile, not only in terms of environment and where they can live, but also in terms of ways that producers can make money. And I have so much respect for that because you can offer so many different avenues for smaller breeders all the way up to big breeders to figure out a way to generate income with your cattle. And that's always something that I respect so much of and think about because, you can maybe make production bulls, show heifers, show steers, etc. However you want to do it, these cattle can offer tons and tons of options for you. You get back out here and maybe they don't all kind of fit together perfectly, but I all think they represent good cattle for different types and kinds of the ways that y'all can make money. So I'm extremely happy with that. I would be remiss to not say, I have a really soft spot in my heart for the Brangus breed because my parents met through this breed. So I legitimately could say that I would not be here if this breed did not exist. So I was extremely honored to be able to come out here and evaluate these cattle today. I'm looking forward to the female show tomorrow too. We won't go back through and talk about each one of these, but I do think there's a handful of them out here that hit me extremely, extremely hard. We started off really good with the calf. That one came out and really set the tone for the day because, that thing is good. He's awesome bodied. He's a good structure. He just represents the good cattle that we are trying to mold out today. I really like the young lady's female out of Division 2, as stout and powerful as that one is. And I just wish he could motor just a shot better. The young man that comes out of 3, good cattle, really sound, really functional. Maybe that one's just a shot more generic as you study him in comparison to some of the cattle in his look up front. Like the body and softness of the young man that comes out of the 4th Division. I think that cattle is very, very good and very moderate, easy fleshing kind of looking bull that's going to have a great future for this breed. And then the one that wins that last division, I thought that pair was extremely close, and that he kind of is the mold that I think we were looking at when we started the day with the calf, right? We're trying to get here and to have these mature bulls look like athletes, fresh and sound, and still balance up with a look of quality. I think you could go lots of different ways.
All right, guys. Let's see if I have a microphone, though. Having a little trouble hearing myself. We'll be right back.
And there it is.
Now I'm back. There we go. Sorry, guys. Had to have my earpods in so I could actually hear myself. So I wrangled up a good friend of mine, Baxter. Why don't you tell him your name, what you won yesterday, and then also about your podcast?
Yes, ma'am. So my name is Baxter.
I'm going to give you the microphone. You're going to look right up in that camera. There you go, dude.
So my name is Baxter Whitworth. I'm 14 years old and from Henderson, Texas. I'm the owner of Top Notch Cattle Company, and yesterday I had a heifer winter class.
That was huge.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, big class. Big class.
It was a big class. Yeah. And then
wait a minute. What's the heifer's name?
Maria.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And did
Triple
you breed
E.
Maria?
No, ma'am.
That's a Triple E, am I right?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So, and they were rooting for you. They were watching on the live stream, just in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I
did.
knew they knew how,
they were
what happened.
commenting. Go Baxter. Okay. So now tell us, this is Top Notch Cattle, Baxter Whitworth. Won a class on the. Was that the first time you won a class on the green shavings here at Houston in the open show?
In the open show.
In the open show. That's a big deal. Really big. Were you excited?
Ma'am. I was excited.
Yeah,
I was very excited.
I'd have been like shaking. Okay, but tell us about your podcast.
So our podcast is called Cattle Innovation Station. I do it with Paul Hayes, and we interview different people in the cattle industry. Our goal is to bring knowledge to people that raise cattle to help them innovate their herd for the better, turn a better profit, and then sometimes we'll touch on some ag policy issues as well. But we mainly like to talk about nutrition, genetics, herd management, and other topics that will help you turn a better profit.
All right, well, I can tell you. And when do you drop that? At the first of every month, am I right?
Yes, ma'am, the first of every month.
And where can they find it?
You can find it really anywhere that you listen to podcasts. So if you listen on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, Apple Podcast, really wherever you listen to a podcast, iHeartRadio, anywhere.
Okay, so do you know how us yesterday? How many people watched us yesterday?
Was it 1.7 billion?
No, not billion, but million. Yeah, million. And just now, Glenn Cox was saying nice things about you, so you'll have to go back and look at the comments. So again, guys, that is Innovation.
Cattle Innovation Station.
Cattle Innovation Station with Baxter and Paul, and you will want to watch it. It is amazing, and we've had lots of good things. Let's listen to the judge.
Again, depending on where you want to put your primary emphasis. We've done it for 2 days, and if they're not athletic enough, if they can't get out and go good enough, then I'm not going to be drawn to them. And that's why our class winner wins this class. I think he's the most comfortable, he's the most athletic, he gets out and covers ground, and yet he's a good balance bull. Versus our second place bull, he's just a little better in behind his hump. It sits there a bit more correctly and even on top of his shoulder as well. But he's stronger down his top line, and he's a little more even in height. That second bull runs downhill a little too much on me. I know this isn't the deepest ribbed bull that's in this class, and maybe you could pick on him a little bit for that. But I also would tell you, I think he's one of, if not the leanest conditioned bull in this class. So sometimes we get hung up in a soggy body type. If it's all because they're fleshy or been in the feed bucket in front of them their whole life, I don't know if that's necessarily the kind we always need. This guy's an athlete. He's got a good muscle shape. He's good balanced, and he's got a beautiful sheath. That makes him a class winner. Good bull here in second, a little more moderate in his frame, a little bigger bodied, a little earlier in his maturity pattern, perhaps in a good way. If you need to tone down size and get a little more fleshing ease, that's a bull that can do it for you. A bull that, as we mentioned, runs downhill a little too much for me. And even though I'll still give him an edge structurally over maybe the next couple of bulls, I'd like to see him just a little more limber off of that hind leg. Here's a big strapping bull that's got a lot of performance and some substance to him. As we got this trio out on that final lap, I just don't know if he reaches out quite as comfortably as he needs to sneak into that top pair, but certainly a lot of good in him. Here's a bull that's got a little more condition on him that comes next. He's a deep, soggy middled bull. I don't know if he's quite as genuine compositionally to us, but again, one that as we watch him go, he just lumbers out of his front end a bit too much for me. I think the hind leg is actually fine, but he's just not comfortable in getting his head out of his shoulder as he gets out and goes up front. Here's a big, long-bodied bull that if he had a shot more muscle shape and dimension, we might be talking about him being a spot higher or two. The next bull's a little more shapely, but he's too round in the way that hip structure is built and that hind leg curls up under him. Boy, this is a big, high-volume bull with a lot of mass that comes next. I think all of us can see he's just not get out and traveling well enough. A little the same holds true as we round out the class here. You know, a good pair of bulls still that have performance and length. In both cases, we need to change some hind leg structure and maybe give them a shot more muscle shape. Really, really a strong class there as we creep up into these older red bulls. Really a lot of good bulls in that particular class.
And thank you much for the overview here in our Class 58. Taking the blue ribbon was entry 1679, coming to us from Castlereagh Ranch, Groverton, Texas, and their bull, Mr. Castlereagh Jr. Tai 361. Second in that Class 58, going to 1923, the bull known as MCC, Mr. Casey 237/2. Keisha Gadray, exhibiting for Malcolm Cattle Company of Welch, Louisiana. Your third place award to $24.99 from Walters Livestock of Brenham, Texas. Fourth going to entry 2465 from Walker Ranch and owned by Moonshine Red Brahmans, Buda, Texas. Our fifth place award went to 2242 from Kim Ramsey, exhibiting for Jeff Harris of Sealy, Texas. Sixth in the class to 2310 from Rodriguez Cattle Service of Centerville. Seventh to 2243, Ken Ramsey showing for Dr. Kevin Bryant of Sealy, Texas. Eighth to 2224, Reed Cattle and Lily Reed, owner, Chester, Texas. Ninth, and rounding out the class was entry 2313, Rancho Monte Cristo, Friendswood, Texas. Congratulations to all of our ribbon winners here in Class 58, Class 59 bulls in the arena at this time. These are summer bulls born during the month of June 2023.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, over here on the east side of the main arena, we have some really nice representatives of your 2025 Grand Championship competition. Let's set it up for you. Your Red Brangus Junior Bull Calf Champ was entry 2867, Toho Machete 59M17, Teo Ranch of Waxahachie, Texas. Your Senior Bull Calf Champ was entry 2863, Teo Ghost Pepper 204L9, Teo Ranch of Waxahachie. Summer Champion was entry 2791, Bar Lorenzo 841L5, Broken A Ranch of Madisonville, Texas. Your owner. Your Yearling Champ was entry 2834, Dos Equis Dynamite's Hammer, Dos Equis Cattle Company of Washington, Texas. And your Senior Champ was entry 2833, Dos Equis Osdanger, Dos Equis Cattle Company and Van Show Cattle of Washington, Texas are your owners. Up for reserve grand consideration this afternoon. Your reserve Junior Bull Calf was entry 2830, Dos Equis Timbers Radar, Dos Equis Cattle Company of Washington, Texas. Your Senior Bull Calf reserve was entry 2972, LC Mr. Turbo 769L, La Tinka Cattle Company of Ben Lamont, Arkansas. Your reserve Summer Champ was entry 2893, MCC Lamar 7.
Test. Got it.
Jessica Maxwell of Ponder, Texas.
Alrighty. Guess who I wrangled up, Raul of Rio Ranch. And we're going to have some fun tonight at a party, and then we're going to go to the field day. I'm going to hand off the microphone. Are you going to talk to me long enough, or do you want me to keep talking?
I can
There you
talk a
go.
little
You can
bit.
talk. There you go.
Yeah. So we're hoping that y'all can come around and see your cattle here at the stalls after the bull show. But the main thing is tomorrow, if you can make some time to come see our program. It'll be a fun time. But the main thing that we want people to see, our selection. What are we doing? And as a lot of people don't know, but we do not select for show cattle. We're on the performance side. And but it's just a blessing to be able to pick the best out of those animals and bring them here and put in front of everybody. But we sure hope that y'all can make it out there. So come and go. We start at 7 until they want to leave.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. So I'm going to grab this microphone and I'm going to brag on this program just a little bit. So, you know, performance, I can say that you won part of the competition there at the World Brahman Congress competition that ST Genetics put on. ST Genetics just won their ABBA Performance Breeder of the Year award, and I can tell you that their program really gives breeders like Rio Ranch a lot of information. You need to read the article in the magazine. It's at the beginning of the magazine, and it has some tremendous numbers. When you showed me some of those numbers, I was so impressed. There were a lot of cattle that were in that program, and they were rising to the top over and over again there at Rio Ranch. So go by the stalls. They have some stall specials. They just won a division here at Houston. Yeah? You won a division last year. Yeah? And I mean, so again, not choosing for show cattle, definitely choosing for performance, but keeping that eye appeal. So Rio Ranch, it's over close. It's that
the yellow section.
the yellow section, yeah. I think it's the yellow section. You just come by the Brahman Journal booth, we'll get you there. And on top of that, go by the stall tonight. They're going to have a party. We're going to have a good time. And then after, tomorrow, you definitely need to go. I think the party it's not really a party, it's a program, it's a field day. You're going to get to see more cattle than you have seen in one place ever, and that is going to be on Saturday from 2 to 7. If you have any trouble, you know my WhatsApp number. You make sure you ask us. We are there for you. We have Raul's number there, and Rio Ranch. We really appreciate all you do, because without y'all, so invite them one more time.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to the whole Brahman Journal team. Without this media outlet, I guess you can say, but it's more of an encyclopedia, I guess, for everybody.
Yeah,
And
we're the Wikipedia of the Brahman world.
Yes,
so.
and they're everywhere, and I think this is the best thing that could have happened to us.
Well, we really appreciate all the support from y'all. We're going to go back in the arena because the judge is getting ready to talk. But Rio Ranch, we're going to be there and we're going to have fun. See you tomorrow or see you tonight.
Thank you.
Class, and again, cattle that can serve different purposes, but I think here on the top half a dozen, 6, 7 bulls in this class, just a lot of good in these cattle. So, you know, really, I think this class winning bull, as they hit the ring.
Can I have a moment to announce our reserve grand real quick? Sorry. Our reserve grand went to entry 2863. 2863, Teo Ghost Pepper, 204L9, Teo Ranch, Waxahachie, Texas. Congratulations to all those exhibitors out there today. All right, now we're ready. Thank you.
You know, this bull's got an incredible look, and I think it's highlighted by being in really perfect condition. I love what you brought him to us in. He is so fresh that it allows him to be athletic in his muscle shape and just highlight what is already an incredibly good look to this guy. His underline's nice, his feet and legs go the right direction, and he gets out and covers ground. I think just a really nice bull there that leads things off for us. You know, as we got him parked here at the side, I think the balance of our second place bull just pairs him up a little nicer with that class winner. He's enough stronger behind his hump and down his top line that he comes together with a little more balance. He's a moderate bull that's got some fleshing ease to him. You know, maybe not that same hard muscle pattern and correctness of condition as that class winner that we so much liked, but still a bull that I think fundamentally is really, really nice. When we get him out on the lead, I don't know that he's quite as comfortable in the way he comes out of his front end, but still, I think very, very good bull there that's in second. This is a good rugged bull in third too, guys. He's, you know, we come to some cattle now in 3, 4, 5, 6 that are just built out of completely different molds. He's big-footed, he's stout, he's bold-bodied, he's got dimension to him. Just a little plainer in his look, including his sheath. Like to clean him up just a little there, but a good solid bull there in third. Hey, guys, this bull's got a place in fourth. I mean, there's not a better structured bull in this class. His feet and legs are exceptionally good. It's just a matter, is he enough bull for you? I need to see a stouter, more powerful bull that has more dimension to him. But if you've got those kind of cows and you're wanting to make the next generation of females, maybe there is one whose structure, smoothness, and look can put you on course for what you're trying to accomplish. I just need to see more dimension. The next bull's got more dimension, but it comes at the sacrifice of movement. I think he needs to be a little sounder off both ends of his structure, but you get him parked, and he's a lot like those top couple of bulls in this class. Just too good a class for me to sacrifice that. In fact, I thought the next pair was quite close. Him and the next bull, if you want to switch that based on a little more flexibility, I'm not going to argue. I want to tighten the sheath up on this bull. I'd like to just stouten him. And even though he's more flexible, he's almost got a little extra set and lack of coordination, if you will, to that hind leg. But two good bulls that are very different there next in line. A very muscular bull that's a little too up and down in his spine and top line versus a big high volume bull that's got a little more performance. That is the next pair of bulls. I just see a little more true shape in the calf that's leading out of the ring right now. Plus the bigger bull gets a little tight in his top line. We round things out with a pair of bulls that are a little flatter. I just thought the young man in the black hat there had a bull that was enough sounder off of his hind leg to sort that final pair. Again, an excellent class top to bottom, really deep, high quality big bulls there.
Thank you, Mr. Mullick, for the overview here in Class 59. First place honors going to entry 1951 from Herzog Cattle Company, Chilton, Texas, and their bull, Mr. H.C. Asher, 199/3. Second place honors went to 2275 with the bull, Mr. Troubadour Rhino, 173/3. Maitland Martin, owner and exhibitor of Kaplan, Louisiana, of that bull. Third to 2353. Bulls exhibited by Schulte Cattle Company for DM Cattle, the owners, Brenham, Texas. Fourth in the class went 25.
All right, guys, we're going to do a little catch-up since we were doing some really fun interviews. So class number 58 was won by Mr. Casseray Jr. TT 361/3. That's going to be a CT Mr. Capital Rhino 8/6 out of Miss TAES 3605. Now, if you don't know what TAES is, I think I'm going to bet. I'm going to go look that up real quick before I put my foot in my mouth. But yeah, so Casseray Ranch took that big win in that class. So congratulations to them. Of course, that was CT Mr. Capital Rhino and out of the TAES 3605. And then that was class 58 winner. We're currently in class 60. I'm going back and kind of trying to get caught up. I thought so. That is the Texas A&M AgriLife Research Center. So TAES is one of the largest registers of cattle. When I do some reports from the ABBA, they have lots of maternal merits, very fertile females. And then that female 3605 was crossed on Mr. Casseray Jr. TT. I'm going to say I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, so I apologize if I'm wrong. MCC Mr. Casey, MCC Mr. Casey, that is going to be our second in class. That was a CCC Mr. Cletus 149 over 0. Of course, everybody remembers when Cletus and the Carriers won the Grand Championship. And we have Duce Cattle Services is going to be winning that first place. He's pretty excited. And CC Mr. Cletus 149 was the sire of Class 58 winner. And out of MCC Miss Denny 193 over 3, that's going to be Drake Melancon. And Sarah Lindley Allen, thanks for watching with us. It is the Texas Agricultural Experiment Station. And again, we had a class winner and a second in class number 60. 59. We're trying to get caught up. But Mr. H.C. Asher 199 over 3. Asher 199 over.
ACC Warpath 674 M7.
Asher 199 over 3 was our champion in that last class. That, of course, has been a multiple-time champion, Dixie National Calf champion, Mr. H.C., and that was back in 2024, so about a year ago. Calf champion, Mr. H.C. Asher 199 over 3. That's going to be a Maximus son out of the very famous Miss 7IL 131 that Herzog's has used so much. I'm not even going to run down how many championships, but Asher was our recent reserve grand champion as well as a reserve intermediate at San Antonio. So again, multiple time champions, Fort Worth, San Antone, you've got it, he has won it. And then in second, we had the Mr. Troubadour Rhino 173 over 3. Right now, we have the Duce Cattle Services is here on the stick. Cody Duce is going to be very excited as he walks out with some hardware, and that will be a big day for him. Let's see if we can get in our second from the previous class before they hand off the microphone, and I didn't.
Very nice class. As we get into this next division of the Red Bulls, we don't need to talk long. That one's pretty good. He's stout, he's good looking, he's nice structured. We'll look forward to having him back as part of a drive eventually. But I think a really, really impressive individual that leads off. You know, if he hadn't walked in the ring, we'd have said a lot of praise about this one too, though. He's not as massive, he's not as truly dimensional as that bull that is right there in front of him. But man, he's got quality and balance, and you know, he's an incredibly good bull that's functional in his kind as well. You know, big probably drop off quality wise, a trio of bulls that you end up can do some different things with in 3, 4, and 5. Ultimately, I like the depth and the fleshing ease of our third place bull that's right here. If his sheath is unacceptable for you and you like the other two bulls better, I can live with that. I like his top line, his hip, his depth, and his moderation. We got a little bigger bull that's longer bodied and a little leaner compositionally that is a little extreme and doesn't have enough body depth to go with his frame for me. Then we've got a bull that's a little too round in his hip and off in his hind leg structure that rounds things out for us. In both cases, in fact, maybe in all three cases, you could use a shot more muscle shape in all three of those cattle. Really a nice class, a power winner, and a really strong bull there in second. Look forward to getting them back as part of this division.
And ladies and gentlemen, Class 60, the blue ribbon going to entry 23-7.
Okay, in second place, we had in the previous class 59. Class 59, we had Mr. Troubadour Rhino 173 over 3. That's going to be a Troubadour son out of CT Lady Ray Rhino 77 over 5. That was Peyton Martin on the stick. That was second in the previous class. She, of course, was reserve grand with that bull at the World Brahman Congress in the junior show and multi-time champion at junior shows and open shows. So again, and then in this last class, we're going to say that we had the Mr. W.F. Shiloh Red Whiskey was our class winner. We're going to now see also FC Mr. Creed. They were first and second in that last class. So coming back in.
We're now staging for our division drive.
We're now in the division drive for the intermediate championship here. In the intermediate championship here in the reds. And again, Mr. WF Red Shiloh, the judge had a lot of nice things. Shiloh Red Whiskey, sorry about that, guys. The judge had a lot of nice things to say. That, of course, is Wooten Farms, Weston Taylor. If I have it all correct from the book, I might be wrong. We're going to wait for Miss Maciel to let me know and make sure that I am correct when I say that. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Okay, we are in the intermediate championship drive. In the intermediate championship drive, guys. And again, yes, that is the Mr. WF Shiloh Red Whiskey. That is a polled bull. He's going to be walking the cattle. That is a Loga Gully 2254 over 0 polled out of the Merino Miss Lady Raslin, and that is Western Taylor on the stick there. I'm sorry, it's Cody Doucet of Doucet Cattle on the stick. That was our reserve intermediate champion bull at the Dixie National Open Show. Of course, Weston was showing him at the junior shows where he was calf champion. This bull has been multi-time champion, AJBA All-American, intermediate champion. So again, some great wins for that bull. In the arena right now, what we're seeing in the arena right now, in the reds, in the Red Bull show, in the intermediate division, we have the Mr. Castlereagh bull, that's Castlereagh Ranch. That's the CT Mr. Captain Rhino, 8 over 6. We also have the Mr. H.C. Asher, that is a Maximus son out of the Miss 7IL, multi-time grand champion here as far as produce. And then in that third class, we had the Mr. W.F. Shiloh Red, and then in that reserve division, a reserve part of that class, we had the FC Mr. Creed, 106 over 3. And if I remember correctly, Ron, Creed is the bull that I had the female photo posted from Dixie. And then, yeah, Corey Forche called me and goes, did you make my bull a girl? Oh, man, I messed up, dude. So, yeah, so we love the Creed bull, too. Creed bull is a super special bull, and I think, actually, the judge liked both of those bulls really well. Again, the FC... FC Mr. Creed. We're going to listen to the judge here in just a second. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. It's really hard to tell. I think he handed off the microphone. FC Mr. Creed
Class 32,
has been our reserve senior yearling champion at the World Brahman Congress, multi-time champion. Can't even go through it fast enough while the judge is walking. Reserve senior yearling at the State Fair of Texas. I did. I posted the female photo, and yeah. So let's listen.
In your red Brahmins, and man, my hat's off. What a great set of big bulls that we've had throughout this division, and they just kept getting stronger as we went through these classes. I'm really fond in particular of a trio, actually all 4 bulls out of these final 2 classes. Those are still good, useful cattle, but we kind of took an upgrade in terms of some balance features in the final 2 classes that made them the ultimate contenders. As we get them back out here, you know, sometimes, you know, I'm not a great poker player. I probably let the cat out of the bag in this particular division. There's one that suits me really, really well. But we took them on a walk one last time to feel comfortable with where the reserve slot is, too. Great division. Class 3 is your champion. Class 2 is your reserve. Great job, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the winner of Class 60. That is entry 2378, the bull known as Red Whiskey from Shiloh Farms, Marygold, Louisiana. Your reserve honor, bull winning Class 59, that was 1951. The bull Mr. HC 198 over 3 from Herzog Cattle Company of Chilton, Texas. Congratulations to our division winners here in the red intermediate division. And we'll be moving back to the Gray Show here in just a few minutes and have Mr. Jim Sartwell here at the mic for the Grey Brahman Intermediate Division.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, over on the east side in the ultra black, ultra red class, we're moving into our senior bull calf division. We have two classes in this one, 39 and 40. 40 has two entries in it, 39's a single. We're going to start here with class 40. Discuss that class, then we'll bring in class 39's winner and judge for our division championship.
We're going to leave these two bulls the way they came in here, and I think two really high-quality bulls, and they're different in their type and kind. When they're parked from the side, I like this young lady's bull that leads off. I think he's long-bodied and really up-headed. I think that bull's still soft in terms of his body mass. It balances up with a nice look. Now, I do prefer the way his hip and hind legs assembled. He still is not as comfortable there on his ankle, but I still think he's leveler and more attractive, and when he sets it down and is parked from the side. Now, there's a power-boned, rugged bull that comes in two, and that is a big-bodied, massive centered individual. For me, I just want to see that one just a shot more athletic in how he gets out and moves off of his rear too. But I think the power, the presence, and the presentation of that bull is extremely, extremely good. Nice lineup of cattle there. Congratulations to you exhibitors.
Here are your results in class 40. First went to entry 4001 with MCC Lone Ranger 556 1L, Maxwell Cattle Company and owned by Jessica Maxwell of Ponder, Texas. Second in that class went to entry 4006. The bull was MC Banner 244L7. Mill Creek Landing Cattle exhibiting for Tracy Middleton, Puryear, Tennessee. And they're joined out there with your winner of class 39, entry number 3996 with the bull JJ Primetime. 675L3, Emily Jackson, owner exhibitor of Gentry, Arkansas. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our entries in the senior bull calf division a big round of applause and wish them luck.
All right, guys, so we're very excited. One of our sponsors that's up here in the class, this is Glory B, and we are big fans of Glory B. They are very, very kind. They have some great cattle. They've done really well. They had a class champion here last year. I don't know if it's the same bull. It'd be interesting to find that out. But again, some really interesting stuff. So they're going to have a production sale with us, and we're very excited about that production sale. They're out of Oklahoma. They are true cattle breeders where they're truly focused on performance, cattle that can perform in the pasture. And so we're really excited to be able to see the Glory B here at the top of this very difficult and intense competition here in Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So again, no slouches. They've had many wins at Cattlemen's Congress. They've won at the, and it might even be the same bull. Okay, they're going to move one up to first, but we are very pleased to see Glory B make it where they did. Again, if you're looking for some great bulls, for some great females, they have some really nice cattle. Glory B, we will be putting in the comments, and we've been posting some of, we're going to watch out with these bulls being a little bit on the cranky side. And we're going to look for Glory B and look for that sale that we're going to be having later on Best Cattle Sales. It will be in May. That gives us plenty of time to go and picture and take photos of and videos. Let's the judge.
One gets them all wound up, but boy, I hope you can see the good that I do in these bulls, and these top-end bulls will get hopefully relaxed a little bit and back out here as part of a division in a while. I think there's give and take here in the initial trio, but this bull that leads things off for us, I think, is just the complete find in this particular group. I like his moderation, his extra depth of body relative to that bull in second, yet he still presents a quality enough look and pattern to him compared to that bull that ends up third in this lineup. I think just a nice tandem of traits that come together into a complete bull here to lead things off. You know, a little set to his hind leg, maybe a little bit, you know, could sit down just a little more stable as you go off his hind two, but we'll get to see more of that maybe as he comes back in a drive and relaxes a little bit. I like a lot about the second bull, and he's just a little shallower in his body type, but he's stout-legged. He's got a really, really good muscle shape to him. If you want to add a little bit of frame and length and muscle pattern, that's certainly a bull that can do it. I'd like to soften him just a little bit in his body type. We can go ahead and lead him out, maybe clean that hock up just the slightest little bit, you know, a big mature bull that's been on the road, you know, I can see a little bit of that. He's just a little short. Stepping off that hind leg is where I'd like to modify him. The next bull is deeper sided, a little softer middled. He comes off a little plainer up through his front end, a little rounder in his hip, a little, you know, pendulous as you study his sheath. He's got a little extra. All of those things add up to not quite as an attractive look as that top pair, but a nice bull that's very useful in his structure and his body type. Just practical, again, is a good word with him. You know, a bull a bit ornery on us here, but there's some positives to this guy. He's got a nice muscle shape. He's certainly athletic, and he's proven that, but he's a little too round in the way that hip structure is built. You know, as we go ahead and bring out the next bull, he's got a performance edge over our final bull in this particular class. He just needs a shot more muscle. Wrap things up with a bull that's a little more expressive down his top, but a little shallow and certainly gives up too much performance in that particular class. Again, really a nice set of bulls. Look forward to having those top couple back to showcase in a champion drive.
Placings in Class 58, late summer bulls. First place to 807, Mr. H. Baby Bull, 730 with a 3. Heritage Cattle Company, Hungerford, Texas. Second in class, 877 DCS, Mr. Deuce's Gambler. Deuce Cattle Services, Kaplan, Louisiana. Third place to 969, Mr. Glory B 28, exhibited by Glory B Brahmans of Blanchard, Oklahoma. Fourth place to 1304, Rio, Mr. Gorion, 975. Rodriguez Cattle Services, Centerville, Texas. 5th to 1125. AT Mr. Bojangles, 129 with a 3. Channing LeBeau, Sulphur, Louisiana, and 6th place to 869. Lee's Mr. Deshaun Manso, Adelaide Doring, Conway, Missouri. And here's some placings over on the Brangus Ultra Black side of the world.
Single entry in this division of the Ultra Blacks, and a very high quality individual out here. When he stopped and parked from the side, I really like a lot of things about this bull. Good look, awesome body, and still dimension. When he's circling, I'd like to see him just a little bit more agile, how he handles his hip and hind leg, but I